Okay, so in the last class we were discussed about finding out the time domain signal x of n when we have a multiple poles. Okay, so now today we will discuss about the transform analysis of LTI system. So what is meant by this transform analysis? Transform analysis of LTI system. So now what is meant by this transform analysis? So if we have a discrete time LTI system, okay, so this is with respect to discrete time because the x of z which refers to only discrete time signals or z transform. Okay, so you have the impulse response h of n and you have x of n and you will be getting the y of n. Okay, so now we know the response of this system. So if you want to get y of n, so then you have to convolve these two signals. So the convolution you have to get it x of n and h of n. So now we know the convolution property of the z transform. Okay, so if you have two signals in the time domain which is convolution, so then in z domain it will be the multiplication of the two signals. Okay, so it will be multiplication of these x of z and h of z. Okay, so now we know the output of the system and we know the input of the system and we know the transfer function. So or we know the impulse response. Okay, so now so if we write the h of z, so the impulse response of the system in terms of z domain, so then we can write like this, that is y of z by x of z. So this we will call it as the impulse response in z domain, or we can call it as the transfer function. Okay, so the transfer function of this system. Okay, so the transfer function of this system. Okay, so this is nothing but the transform analysis. So now if we know the time domain signal x of n, y of n, we can able to compute the h of n. Okay, so first we need to take into the z domain, so then we can solve for this z transform. Okay, so by using the methods which we follow, then we can finally taking inverse z transform, we can find out in the impulse response of the system. Okay, so this is how the analysis can be done in the z domain. So, okay, by taking the transformation from time domain to the z domain. Okay, so this is the basic how we can able to get the impulse response, okay, with respect to transferring the time domain signals into a z domain. So now we will take one example how we can able to solve or how we can able to arrive the impulse response of the system. Okay, so take this system, so that is take this problem. So if we have the system which is having a input and output, say for example the system which is having input like this x of n, which is given by del of n. Okay, so plus 1 by 4 into del of n minus 1, so minus 1 by 8 into del of n minus 2. So the x of n is given for a system like this, and corresponding y of n which is given, so like this del of n, so minus 3 by 4 into del of n minus 1. So now a causal system, the causal in the sense, so there is a 0, the response of the system is 0 for n less than 0. A causal system which is having input and output relations or input output signals which is given like this. So now what we need to find? We need to find the impulse response. So you need to find the impulse response. So this is the problem, how to find the impulse response. So first you need to transform this x of n and y of n in time domain to z domain. Take the z transformation of x of n and y of n. So then you can divide that y of n by that is y of z after taking transformation y of z by x of z. Then you will get the transfer function h of z. So now after taking inverse z transform of h of z, you will get the final impulse response of the system. Okay. So now we will do that. So first you take the z transform of the input signal. Okay, so you take x of n and taking a z transform, so you will get x of z, okay, 1 by 4 into del of n minus 1 minus 1 by 8 into del of n minus 2. So now taking z transform for this, so we have for del of n, it is a z transform value 1, and since it is a shifted version, the del of n is shifted version, so we will get 1 by 4 into z inverse, and here 1 by 8 into z power minus 2. Okay. So now this is the x of z, which we, if we take the z transformation, okay, so for the signal x of n, and similarly you can take the z transform for y of n, so which is given by del of n minus 3 by 4 into del of n minus 1. Okay. So now if you take the z transform for this y of n, okay, so you will get correspondingly y of z, so which is given by 1 minus 3 by 4 into z inverse. Okay. So now we got y of z and we got x of z. So now taking a ratio of y of z and x of z, so you will get the h of z, the transfer function. Okay, so take the ratio, that is y of z divided by x of z. So this will be given by h of z. So this will be, so what is the y of z? It is nothing but 1 minus 3 by 4 into z inverse, this divided by, so what is x of z? 1 plus 1 by 4 into z inverse minus 1 by 8 into z power minus 2. So now it is in the form of the h of z, it is in the form of the z domain. So now we can use the methods to find out the x of, that is h of n, the time domain signal or impulse response. So now use the proper method and you can able to find out. So now first we find out the roots of this equation. Okay. So once we find out the roots of this equation, then by using the partial fraction expansion method, we can able to find out the h of n, that is impulse response. Now first find out the roots of this equation. So what are the roots? So you can have the 1 by 8 and 1. So if you want to get the product should be 1 by 8 and the sum should be plus 1 by 4. So you can choose the roots. So if I choose the roots as 1 by 4 comma 1 by 2, so then your product will become 1 by 8, and if you subtract 1 by 2, that is 1 by 4 from 1 by 2, so you will get again 1 by 4. So then the roots will be, the roots of this equation will be 1 by 4 comma 1 by 2. So which one will be plus and which one will be minus? So the half will be plus and 1 by 4 will be minus. So these are all the roots of this equation. So now if you put the roots of this equation, so you will get the denominator in terms of roots. Okay. So now we can write this h of z as, okay, so this can be written as 1 minus 3 by 4 into z inverse. So this divided by, so 1 minus 1 by 4 z inverse into 1 plus 1 by 2 z inverse. So we have the roots minus 1 by 4 and plus 1 by 2. We can write these as the roots 1 by 4 and 1 by 2 in terms of 1 by 4 and 1 by 2. So now use the partial fraction expansion method. So then you can find out the values of a and b or constants k1 and k2, whatever the constants you use. Okay. So now we can get the individual h of z. Then taking inverse z transform, we will get the impulse response. So now find out the values of a and b or k1 and k2. So using partial fraction expansion method, find out. So now what is a? So a will be equal to, okay, so this we can express it as a by 1 minus 1 by 4 z inverse plus b by 1 plus 1 by 2 z inverse. Okay. So now we can express like this. So now how can we write a? 1 minus 1 by 4 z inverse into x of z it should be evaluated at z equal to plus 1 by 4. Okay. And similarly, we can find out b by 1 plus half z inverse into x of z. The z should be evaluated at minus half. Okay. So, now tell me the values of a and b. Can anybody tell what is the value? What are the values? Deepika, have you got the values of a and b?
They're doing, sir.
Okay. Anybody got? Subramanya, have you got?
Sir, minus 4 and 5 by 3.
Minus
4 and 5 by 3.
minus 4 and 5 by 3. Is it?
I got.
Okay, for 5 by 3 is okay. So check it whether it is 4 is correct or not.
So minus 2 by 3 and 5 by 3.
Yeah, so minus 2 by 3 and 5 by 3. That is fine. So the value of a is minus 2 by 3 and this one is 5 by 3. So now substitute these values here and you will get the by taking inverse Z transform we will get the h of n. So now if you substitute here the value of a which is equal to 2 by 3, that is minus 2 by 3 by 1 minus 1 by 4 Z inverse, okay, plus 5 by 3 divided by 1 plus half into Z inverse. So now take the inverse Z transform. So if you take inverse Z transform, then you will get h of n. So what is h of n? So minus 2 by 3. So now what is the inverse Z transform of this? It is 1 by 4 power n into u of n, okay, plus 5 by 3 into, so what is the, here it is the value, it is minus of we have to write and you have to take minus half power n into u of n. Okay, so this is your the impulse response. So now since in the problem it is told that it is a causal, you have to take the right sided sequence. Even if you are not specified that, by the inverse the transform says, so this will give u of n. Okay. So now this is the inverse Z transform and the impulse response of the system which is given as the input and output which is specified. Okay. So now take this one and one more and try to find out the impulse response. Okay. So take this one, x of n which is given by half power n into u of n so minus 1 by 4 into half power n minus 1 into u of n minus 1. So this is your x of n and your y of n will be 1 by 3 power n into u of n. So now this is y of n and this is x of n. Now find out the impulse response of the system. Try to find out. So what is x of z and what is y of z? So can you tell anybody x of z, y of z? What is x of z and what is y of z? Okay, so x of z is 1 over 1 minus half into z inverse minus 1 by 4. So this is actually, it is in the form of 1 to n. Okay, so n varies 1 to n alpha power n. So that if you take z transform, it will give alpha by 1 minus alpha square, is it not? So alpha by 1 minus alpha square, that is 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse whole square. Okay, so now we can write this one, and y of z, it is 1 over 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse. So this is y of z and this is x of z. So now take the ratios and try to find out. Have you got this one, the z transform? Anybody got, or any other things you got? Hello? Okay, try to find out. So this you can see here, it is varying from 1 to infinity, right? So this is only for n greater than 1. So but here, so half power minus 1 you have to take outside here. So that is half power minus 1 into this one. So half power minus 1 means, so it will go 1 over 4 by, so this will give 1 by 4 by 1 by 2 into z inverse divided by 1 minus half z inverse whole square. Okay, so this will give like this, so it will get cancel each other. So and what we will get, so 1 by 2 you will get. Okay, so 1 by 2 z inverse 1 minus half z inverse whole square. Okay, so this one you will get, because half power minus 1 I have to take common, and half power n into u of n minus 1, it will vary from 1 to infinity. So this summation form you have to use, that is n equal to 1 to infinity alpha power n. So this will give alpha by 1 minus alpha whole square. So this you have to use. So the form which we have used here, so this one, and you have to find it out, the Z transform. This we have find out and replace that one here, okay, and you will get the X of Z. So what is the resultant X of Z? It is half into Z inverse divided by 1 minus half into Z inverse whole square. Okay, so now we can take the ratio Y of Z divided by X of Z. Okay, so what you will get Y of Z by X of Z? Y of Z is 1 over 1 minus 1 by 3 Z inverse. Okay, so this divided by, so now we can take 1 minus half Z power minus 2, sorry, that's Z power minus 1 whole square common, and you will get 1 minus 1 by 2 Z inverse, so minus, so half Z inverse. Okay, so what you will get? So you will get, so 1 by 1 minus 1 by 3 Z inverse, okay, into 1 minus half Z inverse whole square divided by, so 1 minus 1 by, so 1 by half and half we will get 1, so that is you will get 1 minus Z inverse. Okay, so this is your the Y of Z by X of Z. Okay, so now what you will get? So you will have numerator the same square, and denominator also, if you multiply you will get the square, and you have to use the, if now for the partial fraction the roots are in the numerator and denominator, it is same, is it not? So since the roots are same, you have to use long division method and you have to find out the Z transform. The long division method to find out the H of n. Okay, so now you have H of Z, which is equal to Y of Z divided by X of Z, which is given by 1 minus half into Z power minus 1, that's Z inverse whole square, so this divided by, so now we can multiply, so these two, so you will get 1 minus 1 by 3 Z power minus 1, so minus Z inverse plus 1 by 3 Z power minus 2, so this will give 1 minus half into Z power minus 1 whole square, and this divided by, so 1 minus 4 by 3 Z power minus 1 plus 1 by 3 Z power minus 2. So now we can divide the numerator by this one, and you will get the some constant along with the lower version. So by using the long division method, and you can find it out the H of n. Okay, so use the long division method, that is if you expand this one, so you will get 1 plus 1 by 4 Z power minus 2 minus Z power minus 1, so this you will get in the numerator. So if you divide, so this one by this, so you will get the result, that is 1 minus 4 by 3 Z inverse plus 1 by 3 Z power minus 2. So now we can see, so in order to get Z power minus 2 to get cancel, so what we need to do here, so what is the multiplication factor you have to do, can think of? So if you do one time, you will get 1 by 3 here, so but I want 1 by 4. Okay, so that is, so if you multiply by 4 by 3, what you will get? So if you take this one, that is 1 by 3 into 4 by 3, so again it will get multiply, so I don't want to do that. So I want to get cancel this power, so what you need to do, you have to choose the value, so that is 3 by 4 if I do, so into 1 by 3, then 3 will get cancelled, you will get 1 by 4. So now I will take the multiplication factor as 3 by 4. So now multiply this value with this, you will get 3 by 4 into 1, so 3 by 4. So plus 1 by 3 into 3 by 4, you will get plus 1 by 4 z power minus 2, and the z inverse this one. So 3 by 4, 4 by 3 will get cancel each other, you will get z power minus 1. Okay. So now if you subtract this one, so you will get the values. So what you will get, so this will get cancel each other, and this will also will get cancel each other, so you will get only the constant term, that is 1 minus 3 by 4, which will give 4 minus 3, it is 1 by 4. So in the numerator, in the remaining term, it will be 1 by 4. So now we can write this one as, so in terms of, so now h of z we can write it as, okay. So this one we can write in terms of long division method, that is 3 by 4 the constant factor plus, so whatever the remaining value, which is 1 by 4, so this divided by 1 minus 4 by 3 z power minus 1 plus okay 1 by the 4 by 3 z power minus 1 plus 1 by 3 z power minus 2. So now you can write this one in terms of the factorization form, and you can get the inverse z transform, that is 1 by 4, that is 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4 divided by 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse into 1 minus z inverse. So now take the inverse z transform, you will get h of n. Okay. So now what is h of n? So this will give 3 by 4 into del of n plus, so this you have to do again partial fraction method, and you can find out the other values. So try to find out by using partial fraction what is the value of a and what is the value of b. Find out what is the value of a and b for this. So we will get a value as, that is 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse into x of z at z equal to plus 1 by 3, and the b value, which is 1 minus z inverse into x of z at z equal to plus 1. Okay. So now what is the value of b? So now tell me the answer, a and b. Anybody found values? Hello? So I can find out. So that is, so if you put x of z, so this will get cancel each other, and you will remain 1 by 4. So by 1 minus z inverse at value of z equal to 1 by 3. So now if you substitute the value of z equal to 1 by 3, so the z inverse will become 3, and 1 minus 3 will get, so minus 2, and it will become minus 1 by 8. So are you getting the value minus 1 by 8? And similarly, so this one, so 1 minus z inverse will get cancel each other, you will get 1 by 4 minus 1 by 3 z inverse at the value of z equal to 1. So now if you put the value of z equal to 1, z inverse will become 1. So 1 minus 1 by 3, you will get 2 by 3. So 1 by 4 divided by 2 by 3. So this will give 1 by 4 into 3 by 2, which is equal to 3 by 8. So are you getting the values of a and b? Anybody? The same values? Okay, so this we can write it as 3 by 4 plus minus 1 by 8 divided by 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse plus 3 by 8 divided by 1 minus z inverse. So now we can take the inverse z transform and find out. So if we take inverse z transform for 3 by 4, we have 3 by 4 into del of n, and for this minus 1 by 8 into 1 by 3 power n into u of n, okay, plus 3 by 8 into u of n. Have you got this one? Hello? Hello, anybody has any doubt in this? Have you got the same values? Okay, so Subramanya, have you got the same values?
Yes, sir. 1 by 8 and 3 by 8.
Okay. So, okay, so this is about the transform analysis, and try to find out one more problem. I'll give the output and h of n. If I give output and h of n, how to find out the x of n input. Okay, so now a system has impulse response which is given by h of n, which is equal to half power n into u of n. Okay, and if you have y of n, the corresponding output of the system, which is given by 1 by 3 into u of n plus 2 by 3 into minus half power n into u of n. So if the system has impulse response h of n and corresponding output y of n is given by this, so now find the input signal, find the input given to the system. So now we have to find out x of n. Now how we will find out x of n? So first find out h of z and y of z. Okay, so now we know the equation h of z, which is given by y of z divided by x of z. So now we can find out x of z in terms of z domain, which is given by y of z divided by h of z. Now find out the corresponding z transform of this impulse response and output. Take the ratio of output by impulse response, you will get x of z, and taking inverse z transform of x of z, so you will get the x of n. So now try to find out this one. So now what is h of z? Hello, can you hear me? Subramanya, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay, okay. So now try to do that problem which I gave. So find out h of z and then y of z. So what is h of z? It will give 1 over 1 minus half into z inverse, and similarly y of z, so you will get the
1 over 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse plus
okay,
2 by 3 into by 1 minus 1 over 2 z inverse.
okay, 1 over 1 plus half into z inverse. Okay, so now this is y of z and this is h of z. So now take the ratio of y of z and h of z, you will get x of z. Try to do this one and you will get 1 plus half z inverse plus 2 by 3 minus 2 by 6 z inverse. Okay, so this divided by h of z, that is 1 minus, that is 1 over 1 minus half z inverse. So now this x of z, which is can write, so this we can that simplify 1 plus 2 by 3, it will give 5 by 3. Okay, so and if you take 6 common factor, they will get 3 minus 2 1, so this will become 1 minus 1 by 6 z inverse, and this divided by 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse into 1 plus 1 by 2 z inverse, this multiplied by, so 1 minus half into z inverse divided by 1. Okay, so we can write the x of z as into 1 minus half into z inverse, so this whole divided by this value, that is 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse into 1 plus half.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, screen is not visible.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so this we have taken, so y of z and x of z. So x of z we have taken with respect to h of n, that is half power n into u of n. So this is your h of z, and the corresponding y of z for this, so we have taken the corresponding y of z. Now if you take the ratio of this, so this is y of z completely and this is x of z, and we simplified and we arrive this, the h of z. Okay, so check it, this one, the x of z, whether you got the same thing, that is 5 by 3 minus 1 by 6 z inverse, okay, into 1 minus half into z inverse is divided by 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse into 1 plus half into z inverse. So have you got this thing? So now multiply, because both numerator and denominator have same the power. So now multiply this, and both numerator and denominator is multiplied, and correspondingly use the long division method, and you can find out whatever we did earlier. So use the same thing and try to get the answer. So x of n. Okay. So can you do it by your own, so, and tell me the answer in the next class? Hello, can you do it? So do it and tell me in the next class. So we will see what answer it will come. So this is what the transform analysis, and whenever we have any like parameter which is unknown, whether it is input, whether it is output, or the impulse response, so if any of the two it is given, we can find out the other using this the transform analysis technique. Okay. So any doubt? Understood this one, how we can arrive? So if you have anybody in any step, you can ask. Okay. So this is about transform analysis, and we will discuss the transfer function, how it is related to difference equation. So next class. Okay.